Okay, so today we are going to tell something about dependency injection. So imagine that we are having a user class which is doing some operation. Okay, now I'll go into this user class. So in this user class, I can see that after doing some save user operation, it is going to send some message. So here we are sending an SMS message. Similarly, there is a delete user method after which we are sending a message that the user is deleted. I'll go inside this message class which sends an SMS message. Here you can see some implementation. Okay, so now this used to work fine when we start, and it is telling sending SMS message created user Anish. So it has another method called the delete. There also we are sending a message after deleting the user. So imagine that tomorrow we have another message, email message, and now what we want to do is, instead of SMS message, we want to send email message for the same user operations. So what we do, we remove this line and we make it email message. Similarly, here also similarly in the other places where it is reference, I will make the same change. I will just try to run the application. Okay, now it is sending email message. So now imagine that there are multiple places where the SMS message class has been used. For example, there is a member class which again depends on SMS message, so we'll have to change it here as well. So now this becomes a problem. We want to change multiple places when we want to change the implementation. So now we imagine this is a big project, and now we are left with the option of changing in multiple places. So how we can minimize this? One way is by initializing the dependency in the constructor. So I'll go to my user class again. I will I'll make a constructor here. Here I will move this. And then so if I want to use a property, be it public or private, it doesn't matter now. So now I made this declaration inside the constructor, so I don't want to change it every place, but still if I want to change this implementation, I want to manually specify in this place. And also in the different classes, for example in member class also, I want to do the same. Let me try. I'm going to change it back to SMS message. So one place I have to change, that is in the constructor or in the initial property declaration. Let's see whether it is going to send SMS message. Yeah, it is sending SMS message. So this is how we usually solve the issue. But imagine this is a big project and it has a lot of files. So again, going to the constructor of each class where it has a dependency on the message, it is going to be difficult. That is where dependency injection containers help us. For dependency injection container, for example, here I have implemented dependency injection using AutoFac. So if I go to the installed packages, I have installed AutoFac NuGet package. So once I install AutoFac NuGet package, what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid concrete implement references of classes. Instead, I'm going to refer only interfaces. To make that, I create an iMessage class with a send message in that, send method in that, and then I make my email message to inherit from the iMessage class interface, and then Also, I make my SMS message to inherit from iMessage. And then in my user class, which has a dependency on the iMessage, I'm not going to give the concrete implementation. Instead, I'm specifying the interface which I created. And here I'm going to use, I don't want to do this. Usually out of fact we implement constructor dependency injection, so we will have to supply it here in the constructor. And then here I assign it. Now you may still think, see, I am not going to specify the concrete class anywhere here, but some place I should have to specify. So that comes in my main method. I'm copying some code for the main method. So what happens is, if I'm using AutoFac, so now also I make this user class implement from iUser. iUser is something like, it has a method which the user class implements, the save user and the delete user. Again, my iMessage is here. SMS message implements iMessage, as well as my email message also implements the iMessage. So now I go back to my program method. If I go to my user class, see, I am nowhere specifying the concrete implementation, but I am specifying the concrete implementations. For example, if iMessage comes somewhere, I have to use SMS message. I am specifying it in the static class before calling the methods. So I am telling begin lifetime scope, and then I am telling scope.result. So in this there is some method for AutoFac like register type, where we specify the concrete implementation of the class whenever I find a reference to the interface. This tells whenever I find iUser, use the user class. Whenever I find iMessage, use the SMS message. I'll try to run the same. So okay, it is sending the SMS message. Now I'm telling, okay, if I want to change it to email message, I don't want to go and change it every place which I shown like this before. Instead, I am going to change only in one place globally for the entire application, like this. Okay, so see, now it is sending email message created user. So this is the use of dependency injection container. That means we are specifying the concrete class only in the startup or in the configuration, so that tomorrow if I want to change it to some class which implements the same type of interface, I can just change it globally across the application than going and changing each place like we did in the initial stages of our application. So here I use AutoFac. We have many dependency injection containers like Castle Windsor, Unity, Structure Map, etc. Structure Map is one of old one. But now what happens is, now .NET Core comes with a dependency injection container inbuilt. That means you don't want to have any NuGet package added for this purpose. Here you remember I added NuGet package called AutoFac for this purpose. Okay, so that is the main use of dependency injection containers. Thank you.